We are back with another edition of the Quarantinecast. As always, I'm really excited. This time I'm joined by I'd say a kickboxing legend in his own right, rather than a mixed martial artist. It's kind of nice to mix things up a little bit. So I'm joined by Andy Souwer. How are you doing?
Do fine. Thanks for having me. And yes, what can I say? I did a bit of everything, MMA, kickboxing, shoot boxing, boxing. So yeah, maybe you can call me a martial artist. That's for sure.
Yeah, you've kind of dabbled in lots of different sports. Obviously, kickboxing is your bread and butter. You're joining me from the other side of the world. I know it's a little bit late, but what's life like over there right now with everything that's going on in the world?
Yeah, right now it's a bit yeah, it's a bit creepy. I think more people became conscious about what life can bring in a form of an pandemic. But yeah, yeah, no, I think nobody could ever imagine how it should have been like a pandemic like this. To be honest, in Holland, we don't have any nature problems whatsoever, So only some, yeah, yeah. It's not even worth to say it, but yeah, we don't have that much of things. We don't have typhoons, or we have, of course, we have rain, but not storm whatsoever. So yeah, we don't have to go. We don't need to complain about that. But yeah, in this way, the world had a big problem, and yeah, we were all one in this case.
You've got a little bit of normalcy. You've got a big fight coming up here. I think it's what now, 10 days away on the 15th. So
Oh no, it's
looking
just
at
8 days. 8 days
8 days.
to go. Yeah. It's
So,
next Friday.
so how are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling the tension. Feeling the sharpness coming. And yeah, counting the days as every fighter or martial artist who are focused and having a camp, they are always yeah, looking for the moment that they are going in a kind of zone, and that's what I'm just entering in. I'm getting in the right zone, feeling great, feeling good, feeling sharp, feeling to yeah to to do the job.
You've had tons of fights, several hundred fights throughout your career, but this is quite a big layoff for you. How does the layoff affect your preparation for the fight?
Yeah, that's weird though, and especially if you look to my age, it's waiting. I've never been used to that since COVID started. Yeah, the late before COVID, the years before COVID, I didn't follow that much anymore than I did in the past. Like around 8 to 10, sometimes to 12 fights a year, with including the tournaments, of course. Um yeah, then it's yeah, you're getting yeah, you're turning off a bit, and the focus and the mental, and especially the mental part is that it's a bit difficult, because it will be really it is close to, yeah, taking the end station of my career, and then when it's, yeah, when you're taking off like this, and when the world is standing still, then you think, yeah, you're gonna think more and more and more and more and more and more, and then you came to realize, damn, man, we have to finish this as soon as possible, man. Yeah.
When you have 200 bouts under your belt, how do you still find the motivation? I mean, I can only imagine, like I swam growing up, and like after a couple of swim meets I was like, all right, I'm done. Like I've
I'm
done this.
done.
I'm done with
Yeah.
this. How do you
Yeah.
find that motivation after 200 fights?
It's really difficult to find the right motivation, because there are so many motivations in the past who's passed by, and still, it's still weird to think about. But it's like a samurai, A samurai doesn't win every war, or win every battle, but he's trying to win every battle, and yeah, Hello, hello. Do you see me?
There,
Oh,
yeah,
something
we're good.
went.
We're good.
Yeah,
So just
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The
you
motivation will be still to perform in this case because 2 3 years ago when I signed a contract with one, I had I've said that I want to be the champion because I never had the a belt in one, of course, because the one before it wasn't that big yet like it is now, so I conquered every title in every organization that I fought, and this one was to be one to collect also, and but it changed a bit. I became human a bit more, and yeah, I'm focused on the normal life too, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with doing the best that I can, what I have in my power. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, let it be happen. Let's go for one more ride.
I love it. I love it. I want to talk a little bit about your opponent, Marat Grigorian. I don't know if you've paid too much attention, but 10 years ago, almost to the day, you fought his good friend and teammate. Does it seem kind of like
Oh.
cool that there's like this storyline built up around it?
Yeah, the circle came around many times with many fighters, with many opponents, and they all passed and they all quitted and they all uh, uh, went to yeah, they stopped be doing fighting, and I'm still fighting. So yeah, that's a bit weird sometimes. So this is yeah, a thing to remember again, and to have a wake up call that it's almost the end of the ride.
I want to talk a little bit about that. You're saying the end of the ride. It almost seems like it's coming to a close. Have you looked back at your career and kind of said, you know what, this is the highlight, or this is the moment in my career that stands out to me the most? Is there a fight or a moment throughout your career that you think is the biggest, I guess, your biggest achievement in the sport?
You know what? This question has been asked me many times, of course, and it's really difficult to say because when you are really young, you're 16, and you will get your first world title, and then you became 18, and you go to Japan for your first fight in Japan, and became a champion immediately. And afterwards, you come in K1 and you win K1 titles. You know, the achievements are getting bigger, but the feelings were always the same. But after my biggest achievements for being a four-time world champ of a Grand Prix winner of shootboxing, two times World Cup, two times K1 Max champion, after that it became really difficult to get the same motivation and the same feelings from it, that I had in the past. So that's yeah, that changed a lot on a certain moment in my life, in my career.
I want to talk about your signing with One Championship because that is huge. Right now, One Championship is doing some amazing things. But one of the things it does for kickboxers is it gets them exposed to a North American audience that you may not have gotten in an infusion and things like that. Was that part of your reason for signing with One? And does it excite you that you'll be able to be watched in North America?
No, not at all. Totally not. I just signed for Asia. I'm really connected spiritually and to Asia. I feel comfortable over there. I like the people. I like the cultures. I like the respect that they have for martial artists, and they don't have that in Europe, not that much as in Asia. And of course, in North America, it's okay too, but it's a different way. And I love America. I love North America, by the way, but it's a bit different, the culture, and even though they have also respect in some way, in Asia, it's way different.
Speaking of North America, I mean, it just seems like mixed martial arts is what's big here, and that's something that you've
Exactly.
you've, you've dabbled in. You've had a few fights in mixed martial arts. What was it like competing in MMA?
It was awesome. It was really really fun, having fun. Only I stepped too high on the ladder in the organization in Japan, and that's because yeah, my fight is hard set. Let's do it. Let's give it a try. I don't mind to fight everybody. I never went out of a fight due to opponents. So took everything for granted. I took every opponent that I had that they put it in front of me. So and yeah, that's why I lost big fights, big opponent against a opponents, and then it was really difficult to stay motivated because yeah, MMA is an underestimated way of fighting of practicing martial arts, and especially stand-up fighting. Oh, it's easy, but whoa, no, and that's what they thought. They say that I was an athlete, that I could handle the sport, and that I fitted it in MMA, even though I was too old, 32, 33, when I started with. They said even though you're old, you're really fitting it. Your body is working like like he has to do. But yeah, in some way, yeah, the knowledge you lost a lot. You don't have a lot of knowledge because you didn't grow up with it. So in that case, yeah, I was far behind.
You're known for your knockouts, but in MMA you even have a submission. What was it like getting a submission win?
I got one, huh?
Yeah, you got a submission win, armbar.
It was weird though. It was against a kickboxer. In my opinion, it was just an easy win. But it felt good. It felt yeah, it was fun. I still looking back to that period of having fun because I really liked because it was just like going back to the lower school, to the basic school. To learn to teach, or to learn yeah, talking, reading, writing. So that was really awesome.
I want to talk a little bit about how you were 7 years old, 8 years old when you had your first fight. Now that you
Yeah.
have a family, is it crazy to think like you're 8 years old when you're having and you're fighting? And is that something that you've instilled in your kids, like go out and have fights, or is that something that you're like, do not do that?
No, no, no. My youngest son fought a couple fights. My oldest son practices boxing. He just quit it a few months ago, and I loved it. But I felt also the pressure what they felt when I was a child. So I stopped. I always said to my wife, I don't push them, but maybe I did a bit. So that I quit it. I think this is not the way to handle my own kids. Why love? They are not puppets. They are not soldiers. They have to do what they like to do, and so that's why I choose. Yeah, to let them do what they like to do, and yeah, yeah, it's weird though. It's were always stressful moments. The martial arts game. Even I was young, I was really conscious about the fact that it was really dangerous and stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess, but the best way to end this is asking you, for people in in North America like myself who maybe didn't get exposed to kickboxing or Muay Thai growing up, what describe what your fighting style is like?
My fighting style
Hmm.
is adapting, reading the intuition of my opponent by opening my own intuition. My eye was really good because it's like a PlayStation game or a fighting game. You always have people who are really powerful, or have a lot of speed, or really good kicks of boxing. I wasn't a really good fighter in overall, but never had a 100% thing or subject in the all the techniques or tactics or whatsoever. But I could adapt really good with my hands, and I could play the game at its best. Not powerful or whatsoever. It was just playing the game. It was a little bit playing of chess, just reading, adapting, reaction ability. Where yeah, I wanted to make it a science a bit, even though it's really difficult in 3 rounds to be a scientist. But in that case, I was trying to do my best, and yeah, that's why I kept holding on
All right,
so
perfect.
far, so long.
Perfect. And what can we expect from you in 8 days' time?
I let you choose. I let you think. Still all on old line, but still a line with teeth.